The Sea of Galilee, where Christians believe Jesus walks on water, has been shrinking for years due to overuse and lack of rainfall. In Israel, water is key to security and survival. Without water, their expansion plan will slow down to a trickle. They can't start new settlement without water. Since the beginning of Israel, water is the key problem. For Israel, the Sea of Galilee is vital. It is the main source of fresh water. They have been using the water from the lake for years since the birth of the country. The increasing population in Israel has led to the overuse of their main source of fresh water. The Sea of Galilee now is in crisis. Based on the data recorded in 2023, the water of the lake is at its lowest level in a century. The water line has dropped below the lower red line despite the fact that pumping water from the lake has been greatly reduced. Its shrinking has been a cause of deep concern among Israeli Jews. Just recently, two mysterious islands appeared in the Sea of Galilee due to falling water level. It received widespread attention in the Israeli media. People questioning, is this the islands of GOG and MAGOG that will cause the water to dry up? Well, the population in Israel is increasing rapidly. In 2023, it is stated that the Israeli population almost reached 10 million. This has caused the water supply in Israel is not enough to support the peoples and agriculture. That is why Israel has built the desalinated water system to find the alternative for fresh water. They make seawater drinkable. But years of drought and extreme weather keep drying up the Sea of Galilee. Now they are building tunnels to fill the Sea of Galilee with desalinated water. The Israelis know that if the Sea of Galilee drying up, it can cause great disaster for the peoples and environment. Underneath the lakes run subterranean saltwater stream. Because of the fact that the Sea of Galilee is the lowest freshwater lakes in the world, it is feared that if the water level drops too much, the salt water will mix with fresh water, making the entire lake unsuitable for general use. Any change in salinity would also immediately impact fish stocks, the livelihood of the fishermen, and even tourists present to the lakes. What do you think? Leave in the comments.
That have successfully addressed this challenge, Israel stands as a global leader. Israel is a desert, and the country has faced a chronic shortage of water since its establishment in 1948. But in a remarkable turn of events, today Israel produces 20% more water than it needs. The country has not only solved its water crisis, but has also become an exporter of water technologies to other nations. To be able to do this, Israel embarked on one of the most ambitious water infrastructure projects in the world, and this project has become a symbol of innovation and resilience. Today, let's delve into Israel's incredible water highway, examining its history, design, challenges, and global impact. Don't forget to click on that subscribe button and like this video, as it's the best way to support this channel. Believe it or not, Israel is using salty water from the Mediterranean to refill its natural biggest source of fresh water, the Sea of Galilee, and the way it's been done is nothing short of incredible. The water is filtered in desalination plants across the coast of the Mediterranean and is then transported to the Sea of Galilee up in the north. Not only is it enough to solve Israel's water crisis, but it creates a surplus that allows them to give water to neighboring countries. To fully understand Israel's water innovation, it's important that we delve into its history. By the 1950s, water shortages in Israel had already reached critical levels, threatening the country's development and agriculture. The pressing need for water management became even more evident as waves of Jewish immigrants arrived, increasing the population and placing greater demands on the country's natural resources. The situation demanded immediate and innovative solutions. In 1937, a British engineer named Walter Clay Loudermilk proposed the idea of diverting water from the Jordan River and its tributaries in the north to the arid regions of the Negev Desert in the south. Although the project was put on hold due to the complexities of World War II and subsequent geopolitical tensions in the region, the concept laid the groundwork for what was to come. Following the declaration of Israel's independence in 1948, the young nation began to lay the foundations for a massive water infrastructure megaproject, the National Water Carrier, a plan that would transform the country's water landscape. Water was driven from the Sea of Galilee in the north, which is blessed with rain, to the south of Israel, which has zero rainfall. Israel went into high debts just in order to pay for a huge project, but it was one that enabled life all over the country. The National Water Carrier is an engineering marvel, a 130-kilometer-long system of canals, tunnels, pipelines, reservoirs, and pumping stations that stretches from the Sea of Galilee in the north to the Negev Desert in the south. Construction was undertaken by MAGOG, the National Water Company of Israel. Work began in 1953, and the project involved some of the most complex and challenging civil engineering work of its time, including the construction of massive reservoirs and a network of pumps capable of moving water over significant elevations. One of the most notable aspects of the system is the main pipeline, a combination of above-ground canals and subterranean pipes that spans much of the country's length. The carrier begins at a pumping station near the Sea of Galilee, where water is drawn from the lake and then lifted over 200 meters above sea level using powerful pumps. From there, the water travels through a series of tunnels and canals, including the 17-kilometer-long Eshkol Tunnel, which was the longest water tunnel in the world when it was completed. The water passes through the Eshkol Reservoir, where it is treated and filtered to ensure its quality. From there, the water continues its journey southward, descending through the country's central plains until it reaches the Negev Desert. Along the way, the system incorporates various branch lines that deliver water to cities, towns, and agricultural settlements. The engineering complexity of the project also included considerations for maintaining the delicate ecological balance of the Sea of Galilee. The system was designed to extract water at a rate that would not deplete the lake's natural reserves. The project was completed in June 1964 at a cost of 420 million Israeli lira, or 112 million US dollars, which would be around $1.1 billion today. When the National Water Carrier was inaugurated, 80% of its water was allocated to agriculture and 20% for drinking water. As time passed, increasing amounts were consumed as drinking water, and by the early 1990s, the National Carrier was supplying half of the drinking water in Israel. Soon, the Sea of Galilee became a strategic source of water to Israel, supplying not only to the rest of Israel, but also to the Kingdom of Jordan. As part of the peace agreement between Israel and Jordan in 1994, Israel initially provided 25 million cubic meters of water to Jordan annually. Subsequently, in 2021, this amount was doubled to 50 million cubic meters of water. So in essence, Israel's Sea of Galilee provides Jordan with most of its water. Then, in 2017, after 5 years of drought, the water levels of Sea of Galilee decreased to historical low levels. The situation demanded immediate and innovative solutions, and it became clear that Israel had to adopt a comprehensive, multi-pronged approach to managing its water resources. Soon, Israel started developing desalination plants all along the Mediterranean coast. Desalination involves removing salts and minerals from seawater, converting it into fresh water suitable for drinking, agriculture, and industrial use. The roots of Israel's desalination efforts can be traced back to the 1960s, when researchers and engineers began to explore the potential of reverse osmosis technology. Over the decades, Israel refined this technology, making it more efficient and cost-effective. The breakthrough came in the early 2000s with the construction of the Ashkelon desalination plant, one of the largest in the world at the time of its completion. Today, Israel has several desalination plants located along its Mediterranean coast. Together, these plants produce approximately 600 million cubic meters of fresh water annually, which accounts for around 80% of Israel's domestic drinking water needs. In 2022, Israel did something remarkable. The country inaugurated an innovative project to pipe desalinated water into the Sea of Galilee in order to maintain the lake's water level during dry years. It was for the first time in the world that desalinated water was being used to replenish a lake. As part of the project, MAGOG constructed a 13-kilometer-long underground pipe connecting the lake to infrastructure that in turn links to 5 desalination plants on the Mediterranean coast. A second part of the project, to be completed in the coming years, will see additional desalinated water from new production plants, along with water from wells in the north, also
in our best days, the Sea of Galilee used to be just by the edge of the grass that you see here. It's like a bank. If you don't put money in the bank and you're just taking out your money all the time, you go bankruptcy. We don't want to go bankruptcy. We want to have a nice lake like as the old days.
Here is not Tel Aviv, so it's far away from a lot of ice, and they don't see exactly what is mean no water. Because there in Tel Aviv they see the fish in the supermarket and the water that they see in the bottle. Here we know how we catch the fish and we know from where comes the water. The level of the lake destroyed the tourism here. People don't feel good to come here and to see half a glass of beer. They want to see full of glass of beer.